what the ground staff have had to do. But the early engagement gives Ulster maybe the chance with a man advantage to strike. This is Spence. All flooding that narrow side. Vandenberg.
Well, what Ulster need now is a bit of tempo, but the Bath defence on Vandenberg exceptional there. The big ball carrying forwards haven't quite managed to breach the Bath defensive line like they did last week.
Wallace. Harvey goes up quickly and he does get hold of his man, and that man is Spence. BJ Bota. Tackle made by Hooper. Remember, no Ferris, he was in training this week. Ulster 1 point behind. Trimble can't quite get outside his man. Up to the 22 now through Darcy. Bath so tenacious, hunting down Humphreys, and excellent defence. Spencer's come wide on this right-hand side for a possible crossfield kick, but still it's the short side for Ulster so far.
No hands.
No scrum half. Who wants it? And Pinar's popped up. Falloon. Just a little bit of gas going into contact there. Bath trying to get the ball. Ooh, Hobby went up there to try and make the tackle and just about snagged his man because there are a couple outside. Brady. Into the 22. Through 11 phases. Vandenberg.
And once this whistle blows, Butch James is back on the pitch, so they'll be keen to get across the game or get some form of points.
Inside to Spence. 1 point the difference. Vandenberg, heavy duty running from him. Humphreys, Daniele, getting ever closer now, Ulster. Trimble, he's got fantastic feet, doesn't he, Trimble? Caught, thumping his way into contact. Looking for the try. Have they got numbers? Straightened from Daniele. Still Ulster got numbers on that far side. The ball goes there. Is there a try? In the corner. There is. Spence there. Patience has been rewarded and Ulster have the lead.
Extraordinary stuff. It's the commitment to keeping the ball alive. They managed to get across the gain line. All the forwards doing their jobs, and Ian Humphreys pulling the strings. Once or twice you thought, is the chink of light coming? But they just used the full width of the pitch, and Nevin Spence just squeezed in at the corner. What a difference is that going to make to this game? The 20th phase of play. They just created too much space out wide. All of a sudden, you've got a half yard outside Barkley. And Spence, well, that's fully committed there.
An unintended celebration, but hey, 4 points.
As well, in behind Paddy Wallace. Be interesting to see what move they bring out.
Well taken by Vandenberg. Had to do a little bit of readjusting, so the ball not as quick as they might have liked. Here's Humphreys, Paddy Wallace. Here's Darcy looking for a bit of support. Still there for Ulster. Pinar, Humphreys, BJ Bota back in the Ulster front row. Pinar, little chance to the narrow side. Here's Trimble. High tackle by Willem de Waal, referee playing advantage. Humphreys nicely inside to Darcy, needs a little bit of support, moves it wide to Nevin Spence, but a football from young Spence, it's still there. Spence, what a score by the youngster! Can you believe it? First Heineken Cup try against Bath just before Christmas, and what a way to start the new year with his first Magners League try.
Yeah, another brilliant stuff from Ulster. They've used it very well all season. You see Darcy tracking on the side of that maul, and then he hits that superlative angle, and then Spence just had the presence of mind, an underage representative footballer for Northern Ireland, and using all those skills, and a very clever pick up and over for the try made by Darcy, taking that wonderful inside line.
Well, that really was a sublime piece of footballing skills, either the round ball or the oval ball, and the oval ball is a lot harder to control. Darcy's pass was a wee bit loopy and a bit speculative, but Spence kept his mind on the job.
And it's really been that incision from Ulster. They've looked brilliant at times when they've made those breaks. The ball was taken back in.
Better line out by Ulster. Barker won it. Pienaar, Paddy Jackson, Marshall, that look forward, referees let it go, here goes Spence, what a start by Spence, does a flying Chris Ashton type dive, and the referee's hand goes up. What a great start by Ulster.
Yeah, exceptional stuff. Didn't look like much was on, but Luke Marshall has got a special ability with this little skip step that he's got, where he just manages to get on the outside of his man. He hits the ground and just draws that defender in, and then Nevin Spence has been taking those direct angles all season and timed his run perfectly. We'll see it very well from this back angle here. Ball very quickly off, and then it looks like the defenders are covered. Marshall skips into that channel and Spence through the middle.
Well, that was a close call. But Spence will take it, and he'll take his second Magners try, needless to say. And we await the conversion, which is going to be taken by Ruan Pienaar. And Ruan Pienaar makes it a 7-pointer. So 8.5 minutes played here at Ravenhill. And also leading by 7 points to 0. Well worked try.
Yeah, they've looked good. Quick ball coming off the top, and the pass, but it's that skip that Luke Marshall does that creates the space for the players outside. And important now that the likes of Johan Muller and Chris Henry get the players in, make sure they keep the structure on the game.
Rory Best, twice captain of Ireland, as was his older brother Simon. Again, a good Ulster line-out. Spence again looking for a strong run. Spence has got through. He needs a bit of help. Little hitch kick by Spence. Spence puts the head down. He drives and he's made it. That looks pretty good from here. Ulster supporters and Ulster players threatening to swamp Nevin Spence. But the question is, did he get it down, or did Stephen Jones get underneath him and block the grounding?
Well, it'll be an interesting replay. Some outstanding work by Nevin Spence in the midfield. Very physical. The big don't argue. It pushes away the opposition, and then a little hitch kick and the pace to go on the outside. The only question mark will be, did he ground that ball over the line?
Well, Tony Rowland's the man who'll decide. Now there's the covering tackle. Can we see from here? Well, there doesn't look very much wrong with it from that angle, unless Jones got underneath him. This may well be the angle. Spence, nostrils flaring, ears pulled back. Now, did the ball get down? I think that's a try.
Yeah, it'd be a very brave man not to give that decision. No clear evidence that that hand was under the ball, coming down with real force on the line, and expect this try to be awarded.
It is a try. A little bit of a choke there from Alan Lewis, but Tony Rowlands unequivocally says that's a try, and that is another very good piece of work by Nevin Spence. It was very simple.
So yeah, talking about the simplicity of that move, ball off the top. Nevin Spence looks well marshalled, but just that physical strength in the upper body, and then that pace to get around on the outside, and magnificent try from the halfway line, an outstanding individual effort.
Pienaar, Humphreys, Spence again, route one down the middle of the park. Pienaar, Humphreys, Darren Cave, not getting any change out of Tom Riley, who must get out of the way. Pienaar, Rory Best, in fact it's Dan Toohey. Humphreys again, back inside to Gilroy, still there for Ulster. Pienaar, Daniele makes a big incursion and thunders up close to the line. Ulster on the narrow side. That looks like a try. Very close. No, not quite. And has he given the try? He has. And as Spence has got a second backing up. Now he's gone upstairs, but the feeling seems to be that Spence has got a second after it looked like Gilroy was denied.
Yeah, it looked like Darcy going over in the corner realised he was going to be bundled into touch, so threw the Hail Mary infield to see what could happen, and it'll just be waiting to see whether Darcy was in touch before he released that ball, and then whether Nevin Spence collected it cleanly to get it across the line.
Well, back up to Tony Rowlands. We'll be looking at this from a number of angles. Well, there was Darcy. Now, was he in touch? He wasn't. He threw it behind him. It was backward, and Spence picked, and he dived. And again, to me, that looks like a try for Ulster.
Probably want to have a look at this angle to see whether he's in touch in any way.
Nope.
His hand, no, looks like it's released prior to that. Ball goes backwards. Opportunistic from Nevin Spence. A little bit less distance to move for the second one than his first.
Well, he did touch the corner flag, but that doesn't count anymore, and his feet were up in the air and not touching across the touchline, as it were, and Spence was right there, and that doesn't look too bad. Well, we're going to have another look at it. What do you think, Ryan?
Yeah, haven't seen anything yet that would rule that out. It looked like, as you said, the limbs were in the air before they crossed the line, and being very thorough in examining this one, because it was a strange looking try, but certainly looks as though it'll be awarded.
Tony Rowland says you may award the try. Maybe we're hearing the TMO a little bit earlier than Alan Lewis is hearing it, and Alan Lewis gives the try. Pride don't like it one little bit, but Ulster have moved into a 10-point lead. Well, a very merry little band of Stand Up for the Ulstermen supporters, and they'll be pretty happy that they made the trip.